Hello, my name is Mike Monge, and I'm the Director of Fire and Code Services for the City of Faribault Fire Department, and that's in Minnesota. I'm also an emergency responder instructor for the new Community Emergency Preparedness Information Network, or CEPIN. The CEPIN program is the result of a grant that Telecommunications for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, also known as TDI, received from the Department of Homeland Security in 2004. For many deaf and hard of hearing people, their disability is hidden. It can be difficult to tell if the individual has a hearing loss for a variety of reasons. They may not be wearing an auxiliary aid, such as a hearing aid or a cochlear implant, or you may not see it right away. When they communicate, they may or may not use American Sign Language. Sometimes their speech sounds pretty normal or may sound like they're from another country. Here are some things that can help you identify a consumer. There are several things in the environment that may hinder communications with a deaf or a hard of hearing person. While you may not always be able to control these situations, it's a good idea to be aware of them. Once you realize that the individual has a hearing loss, first get their attention by tapping on their shoulder, wave your hands, or tap on the floor or table. If the situation will require significant communications, it is best to find out if the person needs any communication access devices. These devices can range from a sign language interpreter to a specialized communications provider for a deaf-blind person. For most deaf people, the preferred method of communication is usually through American Sign Language, also known as ASL. ASL is often their native language and English is their second language. The most effective way to communicate with a deaf person is through gestures combined with facial expressions and lip reading. For example, most police officers know this means slow down. Other examples of gestures and facial expressions can be
Hi, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. We're with the fire department. We're here to help you. You can't hear? You're deaf? You hurt in your neck? Okay. Don't move. My partner is going to hold your head.
I think he's deaf. Follow me. Hang on to my arm. And we'll go out.
Good afternoon, how are you? Can I see your license?
Hi, is there a problem?
Oh, you have a...
I can't hear.
Okay. Huh? We have a little problem, but I see you have hearing aids. Is it okay to talk with you?
Yes, but I read lips.
Very good. I will talk slowly and we'll get it through, okay?
Okay.
I need to see a driver's license.
Sure.
Another way you can communicate with someone that's deaf or hard of hearing is to write down messages on a pad and paper, or use pictures if you are uncomfortable with gestures or unable to get an interpreter. If your department has a communication book or pamphlet such as this one, that displays pictures, you can point at different pictures to convey your message. If you don't have one of these on hand, your next choice is written communications. If you encounter an individual who's hard of hearing, this person may not know ASL, but rather he or she may use their voice. If you try to converse with them, you may find challenges in communication. People who are hard of hearing will try to lip read, but also find some benefit with gestures as well. Consumers do not do well with lip reading, and that's for a number of reasons. They may use lip reading in addition to what they hear, and there may be background noise, or you may have a mustache, and that mustache could cover your lips. Some mouth movements look the same, such as bat, pat, and mat, or kite, height, and might. So the consumer might think that he or she understands what you are saying, but actually they walk off with a different message. Only 30 to 35% of the English language is visible on the lips, because so many people with hearing losses have gotten used to not understanding people. They will shake their heads up and down as if they understand, and then walk away with the wrong idea to just follow what everybody else is doing. Look for appropriate gestures. Don't ask yes or no questions. Instead, ask the consumer to repeat what you said. If you can communicate with a consumer by using speech, don't shout. That can distort your lip movements and make lip reading even more difficult. Use your voice and speak clearly instead. Because of the difficulty in lip reading, you may need to use a pen and paper. For deaf-blind people who cannot see you, you may need to let them run their hands over you, say your badge or your equipment. This will alert them that something is up and they will need to come with you. They may put their hands on yours to understand what your gestures. Deaf-blind consumers can either be proficient in ASL or may not know ASL at all. Deaf-blind people may also have some sight. If you need to relay information to them, tap them on the shoulder and do not move. This allows the deaf-blind consumer to identify where you're standing and make adjustments in order to see you. It is important that you understand that these are only for short-term communication needs. For liability reasons, you may want to request an interpreter or another form of accommodation, such as captioning in situations such as when a fire marshal needs detailed information on a fire incident, or if a law enforcement officer needs to tell a consumer their Miranda rights. A pen and pencil is not sufficient. Find out what the consumer's communication needs are, whether it's English or ASL. You can contact your local deaf and hard of hearing service agency for more information on how to request these accommodations. Thank you for joining us.